Well, good morning, everyone. I would like to call this meeting to order. At this time, I would like to acknowledge that we meet on the traditional land of Treaty 6 territory and Métis homelands, and acknowledge the diverse Indigenous peoples whose ancestors' footsteps have marked this territory for centuries, such as Cree, Dene, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Nakota Sioux, as well as Métis and Inuit, now settlers from around the world. Do a roll call of committee members. Councillor Salvador.
Good morning.
Councillor Hamilton.
Good morning.
Councillor Jans.
Good morning. Good morning.
And Councillor Wright.
Good morning.
And I'll see if other colleagues are joining us. Councillor Rice.
Good morning.
Councillor Principe.
Good morning.
And that is for now. I think Councillor Stevenson is here as well. She is in the back. Adoption of the agenda. Councillor Hamilton.
Yep, I will move adoption of the agenda, the August 30th Executive Committee agenda.
Okay. Thank you. Please vote.
I'm a yes.
Thank you, Councillor Jans. We have all the votes.
Okay, please display the votes. That is carried. Approval of the minutes, Councillor Wright.
I move approval of the minutes from the June 23rd, 2023 Executive Committee.
Any errors or omissions? Seeing none, please vote.
We have all the votes.
Display the votes, please. That is carried. Protocol items. I do have one, and I would like to acknowledge that tomorrow is International Overdose Awareness Day. This day's difficult reminder of the escalating drug poisoning crisis is devastating effects on our province. In April of this year, Alberta lost more people to a preventable overdose than in any other month on the record. 182 lives were cut short in 1 month alone. 47 were Edmontonians. And last month, our province broke records for EMS dispatches addressing drug poisonings. Indigenous communities have been hit especially hard and are 7 times more likely to die of opioid toxicity. Their losses prompted the Confederacy of Treaty 6 First Nations to declare an opioid crisis emergency. Edmonton stands with them. To address this crisis, City Council is investing in downtown and transit safety initiatives, including 24/7 crisis diversion and overdose prevention and the response teams. We are creating community awareness campaigns and increasing funding for supportive housing. Our peace officers and fire rescue personnel are delivering life-saving naloxone. And we continue to advocate for expanded mental health, housing, and addiction supports. I look forward to working with all levels of government to increase community safety and well-being and reduce pressure on our police, hospitals, and social agencies. What gives me hope for a better tomorrow are the passionate residents rallying to support those struggling with addiction. To mark this day, I will now make a proclamation. Whereas Edmonton joins governments around the world in recognizing this day as a time to remember and mourn those lost due to drug poisonings. And whereas Alberta has seen record high numbers of lives lost in 2023 to drug poisonings, robbing more and more individuals of their full potential and families of their loved ones. Whereas Edmontonians can make a difference by starting conversation to reduce stigma, learning how to minimize harm from substance use, and supporting evidence-based addiction services. And whereas City of Edmonton lights the high-level bridge purple on this day to commemorate the individuals and families affected by this crisis and demonstrate our commitment to overdose prevention. Therefore, I, Mayor Amarjit Sohi, do hereby proclaim August 31st, 2023 Overdose Awareness Day in Edmonton, Alberta's capital city. Select items for debate, please. Okay, please sign up. Okay, Councillor Jans,
Thank you. May I select 7.1?
7.1, okay,
That's all.
okay. Councillor Hamilton?
7.4, as we have speakers on the matter.
Yeah, 7.4. Councillor Salvador,
7.3, please.
7.3. Okay, so that is it. So, sorry, we exempted 7.1, 7.3, and 7.4. Can someone move the balance, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Please vote.
We have all the votes.
Display the votes, please. Is it carried? Here you go. It's carried. And Clerk Martin, can you please read back to us what we have approved?
Thank you, Mayor Sohi. This morning, Executive Committee passed the recommendations of the following reports without debate. Item 5.1, the Downtown Community Revitalization Levy Financial Incentive Funding Program. Item 5.2, City Acquired Properties. Item 5.3, Blatchford Business Case Goals. And item 7.2, Alley Lighting Maintenance Tax Excess Revenue.
Okay, thank you. Votes. Okay, request to speak. We do have a number of requests to speak. Councillor Hamilton, do you have the list? Or
Yeah, sorry.
Salvador?
Sleep at the wheel here.
Okay.
I'll move that Executive Committee hear from the following speakers in panels where appropriate. On item 7.1, tax forgiveness options for the YWCA, Christine McCourt-Reed from YWCA in person. See her here in the audience. And on item 7.4, biotech leasing program applied pharmaceutical innovation lease approval. Andrew McIsaac in person, I also see him here, and Hannah Marinkovic, applied pharmaceutical innovation, also here in person.
Cool. Okay, please vote.
We have all the votes.
Display the votes, please. That is carried. Request for specific time on the agenda. Councillor Ray, do you want to do that?
Sure. So the following items be dealt with at a specific time on the agenda. 7.3, approval of land purchase, Ellerslie Industrial, first item of business. And we have a conflict of 7.4, biotech leasing program, applied pharmaceutical innovation lease approval, first item of business.
Oh,
I would maybe recommend that, I think we hear 7.3 first and then 7.4?
yes. Yeah, 7.3 first, and 7.4 will be second. Right,
I
okay,
said
yeah,
fourth.
yeah. Okay, please vote.
We have all the votes.
Display the votes, please. That is carried. Any councillor inquiries? Seeing none, the reports to be dealt with at a different meeting. And 4.1 is already dealt. Yeah, okay. All right, so unfinished business, none. Now we're going into our public reports. So first one being 7.3. Okay. Just click on it. I have some questions I don't, if there is public presentation on this, right? If there are any remarks you want to make, because I have questions that I need to go to ask, but I need to go into private to ask those questions. Are you locked out? There you go. Do we have any questions to administration that we should be asking in public first, or should we go in private first? Public? Start public? Okay, good. Okay. All right. Councilor Salvador, go ahead, please. You have any opening remarks from administration?
No, we didn't have any opening remarks, but we're happy to take any questions that
Okay, good.
councillors may have.
Sure. So these questions are actually on behalf of Councillor Tang, who wasn't able to join us this morning, but happy to ask on her behalf. So I'll just go through them. I think there's about 4 questions. So one of the questions is around just the size of the site. Why? Here, hang on. Why did we not purchase a smaller portion and instead a lot that is essentially over the requirement? Is that simply how it's sold? Is it sort of an all or nothing type deal?
Yeah, so in this situation, this parcel was listed on the open market by the government of Alberta, and so their intention was to sell and dispose of the entire site. We had looked at different opportunities to try to find other parcels within this specific part of the city, as one of the key components was trying to find land on the south side of Edmonton. And ultimately, it's quite difficult to find a large parcel in general, even if you're looking at 40 to 50 acres in terms of size. And so, yeah, that's the answer to that one.
Okay, that's helpful. And will the land need to be rezoned, or is the current zoning appropriate?
It will require rezoning.
Okay. And then a question around future build-out and the effect on traffic patterns. At what stage does this need to undergo a traffic study?
I believe through the land development application process, that will be part of the work that will need to be looked at in terms of both the zoning and then any traffic impact assessment and everything else that will come with that.
Okay, fantastic. And just a final question around how this purchase affects our total budget for the project, including construction. I guess, is the purchase price within what we budgeted for the land purchase?
It is, so the purchase price is budgeted for at this point in time, and I'm not sure if Carrie Houghton McDonald wanted to add anything else in terms of other budget impacts, if any.
Actually, I will, Bart.
Sure.
So we are within budget for the land, as well as right now, any consideration will be kind of updated to council related to checkpoint 3. And so for now, we are comfortable with where the budget is at.
Okay, fantastic. I think that is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilor Salvador. Councilor Wright.
Thank you very much. In the report, it states that surplus lands remaining after development would be looked at for city uses. Would that include sports fields such as for soccer, cricket, baseball?
Yes, so the intent would be to look at whether there is any municipal need for those lands first and foremost. And if there wasn't any municipal need, there is an opportunity where the city could potentially leverage this land and tie into the existing servicing work that we'll have to do to service the facility that we're intending on constructing to create additional industrial land parcels that could then be sold off. So that, as a back end, that would be the other option that we would look at.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. We need more sports fields.
Okay, so that concludes the questions in public. Can someone move that we go into in camera, please?
So moved.
Thank you. So please vote.
We have all the votes.
Display the votes, please. That is carried.
infrastructure.
All right, so we are back in public, and we were on item 7.3. Can someone move the recommendation, please?
So moved.
Okay. All right, so please vote.
We have all the votes.
Display the votes, please. That is carried. Okay, and now we are on to 7.4. Does Andrew and Hannah know that door is open? Okay. All right, is there a presentation on this, on 7.4?
So no presentation on this one either. We are welcome any questions that council may have, and happy to answer those as they come.
Okay, well then we'll go to public speakers on this. So if you could please step up to the front. Andrew McIsaac and Hannah Marinkovic. Who wants to go first? Each of you will have 5 minutes to make your presentation, and there are lights at the podium there. Yellow means that we have 1 minute remaining, and when it's turned red, that means 5 minutes are up. Yeah. Okay, who would like to start first? Andrew, go ahead, please. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Your Worship, members of the committee and administration. As many of you may know, I'm Andrew McIsaac, the CEO of Applied Pharmaceutical Innovation. We'll be relatively brief on this issue, as we're in support of the recommendation from administration. But a little bit of highlight first. So API is a not-for-profit organization that works to build and support the life sciences sector. So that's everything ranging from pharmaceuticals, medical devices, diagnostics, things that go and help and cure people and leverage the fantastic post-secondary system that we have here within the region. working very closely with many of you and the mayor's office, we were successful in getting the Canadian Critical Drug Initiative approved and across the finish line. This lease agreement that's before you today represents the site that we are hoping to build the manufacturing site on and continue to do a lot of the work that we're doing to support the business expansion and retention here within Edmonton within the sector. As some of you may have noticed, we've recently signed a MOU with Edmonton Global to double down on the work that we're doing to attract and grow the sector within the region. Right now, about 7% of economic activity in the city is related in some way, shape, or form to the life sciences, and we really think it's a very strong opportunity to provide multi-sectoral, high-paying jobs for a lot of Edmontonians, put people to work in exciting careers that will go on to change people's lives, save them, and improve quality of life. Part of this site is important to us because of the work that we're doing in the Edmonton Research Park to support it as a catalyst for growth for the region. We're really hoping to continue to improve and engage services within the region. Later today, I'm actually going back to the park to serve on the committee that was formed as a request of council, working on the vision for the park and the continued work to support the companies that exist there and improve the ability of local companies to grow and succeed here, as well as new companies to come to the region. Later this month, we'll also be hosting our inaugural Life Sciences Week, which again is a big chance for celebration about the potential of the sector here. We really feel that this is something that is a strong priority for Edmonton, and as a named party in the city's economic action plan, we're looking forward to working with council as well as administration in the months and years ahead as we really try and make this a bright gem for the Edmonton metro region. Thanks.
Thank you. Hannah?
Thanks very much, Your Worship. Hello, good morning. Nice to see everybody. I'm only here to answer questions, but I will just reiterate our sincere thanks to you, to administration, to councillors, both here and those who are not, who've engaged with us over the last 2.5 years on this project. It really has been a multi-partner effort, so thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you, and we are very excited about this as well, right? So thank you so much for everyone's leadership on this to get us where we are today and potential for the future. So with that, I will open up if committee members have any questions to both of you. Councillor Tang. Oh, just wait. Just hold on, Councillor Tang. Just hold on. Any committee members have any questions? No? Okay, Councillor Tang, go ahead, please.
Great. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can, yeah.
Great. Thank you. And thank you both very much for coming in to speak. I think it's obviously a very exciting opportunity. And I also want to thank API for your leadership on the Edmonton Research Park Advisory Committee to kind of look for options and actions that can bring some life and just re-energize and revitalize the park. I was looking at the map and noting that BBDC and the current plot of land that that's under discussion for this report and kind of the future phase, they're fairly separate. And I'm curious, is that kind of common for when you envision a campus that's a little bit discontiguous? Or how does that factor into your vision for this life sciences campus?
Excellent. Thanks for that great question, Councillor Tang. For us, we see the life sciences sector and the idea of a campus within the park as something that is shared between a number of sites across the park. Throughout the park, there are a number of life science companies. There's other leases that have come forward through the biotech lease program. And really what we're doing within the park is working to build a campus that is both centered upon some of the core assets within the park. There's our building, the BBDC. There's RC1, which was sold to another company that's turning it into a lab space. There's developments across the street. We've actually been in conversation with Nanospeed about having some right-of-way and some potential, interconnectivity between their site, which is sort of in between it and the site where the future manufacturing site will be. And there's also the adjacent land that we're looking at for the phase two around this. The goal for us within the park is to build common shared services and a mechanism to move them forward. We're working to build potentially shuttle services, not only within the park, but also to local transit, and providing some of the core services that we're building out as part of this initiative to other companies in the park, and also as an attractor for companies that are establishing their own footprint in there. So, a large piece of equipment might cost $1 million, and it's a big expense for a company. If we can help open up access to some of those services and also the broader services of the post-secondary system that API is already plugged into, we really see it as an ability to build, to the point, a true campus within that site, and also more broadly around the city, because not everything is 100% specific on various sites. The goal is to try and build these clusters that will support development. That's why also to API, we're based downtown. We've got footprints at the university, and we've got footprints on the Edmonton Research Park as well.
Yeah, that's great. So while the land may be discontiguous, but certainly a lot of the support will be very much contiguous and support the whole of the campus. That's great to hear. And yesterday we heard a lot about the importance of transit access for industrial parks. And then just finally, can you just remind me that 80 million funding from the federal government, that's for the development of this land you're operating, and then does it also include kind of that future, that next phase?
There are bits and pieces related to it. It's a bit of a complex project. So overall within the park, currently what we've got confirmed is about a $175 million project overall. But we've also got asks in for the phase two, and we've been working with the province and the federal government on a number of different exciting opportunities that would add into the park. There's a big call out federally that we're leveraging the CCDI funding for, working again with the University of Alberta to bring in additional assets to the park. And we also find we've got a number of tenants that are even within the BBDC that are looking for larger scale space, like 30,000 square feet, follow-on investments that are going in there. So the prominent phase one approach and the first components that we'll be moving forward with are the initial manufacturing sites, but we've also have a mapped out vision for a number of different assets that will sort of enable companies from any size, scale, or scope to locate there, especially working very closely with the existing real estate that's on site, so that we can get a best fit for every size and type of tenant.
Excellent. Thank you so much for again for coming in to speak.
Thank you, Councillor Tang. No more questions to you. Thank you so much. All right, so any questions to administration? Committee members, any questions to administration? Seeing none, can someone move the recommendation?
So moved.
Thank you. So we have a recommendation on the floor. Anyone to speak? Councillor Tang, go ahead, please.
Great. Just want to thank administration working so diligently on this deal and working with API. I'm really excited as a ward councillor for the Edmonton Research Park. I'm very excited for this opportunity that has such benefit for not only the city but our entire capital region. I just want to know also that just kind of looking at the history a bit of this biotech leasing program, I actually think the council at the time had a lot of foresight for this kind of incentive program. And it's great to see that companies are leveraging it. Anyways, I just want to kind of take the opportunity to express my appreciation and really excited to see this project move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tang. Yeah, once again, thank you so much. All the work you've been doing. Wish you all the best with the next step. Okay, all right. So please vote.
We all the votes.
Display the votes, please. That is carried. Okay. Okay, so that is done. 7.1, right? That's the next one? Okay, so are there any opening remarks on this or any presentation, or we can go to questions, or?
Good morning, Mayor and Councillors. No opening remarks, but we would be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay.
With me is Anton Szabo, the Director of Policy and External Services, Policy and Data Quality, and Greg Hutchinson, the Manager of Policy and
Good.
External Services. Thank you.
Okay, but I think we do have a motion, right, from Councillor Jens. Why don't we go to Councillor Stevens? No, you're not committee member, sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
We have a speaker. Yeah, of course. Christine, I totally forgot about you. Oh, God. You'll forgive me for that, right? Okay, yeah. Thank you for joining us. Can you turn the mic on?
It's on?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you have 5 minutes.
Okay,
Go ahead,
great.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having me here to speak on behalf of the YWCA today. First of all, I wanted to start with a bit of a correction to the report that accompanied it. While the YWCA Edmonton celebrated our 116th anniversary yesterday, and we did start, certainly as the Young Women's Christian Organization, we are now a secular organization and have not been the Young Women's Christian Organization for a number of years now. We are legally the YWCA, and so we keep in dribs and drabs correcting that with different departments within the city. So I just wanted to make a note of that. Also, just a little background on how we've gotten to this place. I know that this amount of tax forgiveness may seem insignificant to the overall city budget. However, it plays a significant role in our overall operating budget. And how we got to this point was throughout the pandemic, we were paying a considerable amount of rent on our existing downtown office and realized we really could work hybrid. And so took some time to really look for a new office space based in community that would give our organization a chance to thrive and really support community members as a whole. So unfortunately, as part of that process, the timeline didn't line up with the application deadline for tax exemption for the property taxes for the city. We, in fact, did not finalize a location and sign the lease until later in October of 2021. And so we absolutely did miss the deadline. However, we are asking for an exemption. We're also aware that there was a period of time that went further once we were already occupied in the space by the time the actual application came through. And just the backgrounder on that is that in our previous location, our landlords had always taken care of applying for the tax exemption. So we hadn't been aware that our new landlord did not do that. So, so once that all came to be, we certainly got the pieces rolling on making the application and providing all of that information and documentation to make that happen. And so this is where we're at today, and requesting a tax exemption from the city on those property taxes. As I said, that $18,000, $20,000 may not seem like a significant amount of money, but not being able to recoup those costs would have a significant detriment to our ability to offer programs and services in the community, and would directly impact the programming we're able to provide. Our new space is wonderful. It allows us to support a lot of community organizations by backboning grassroots groups who don't have space, and we're able to offer the supports that they need in those ways.
So in addition to our own programs and services, there's about 20 grassroots organizations that we provide space to free of charge for their meetings, including actually the Women's Advocacy Voice of Edmonton. Without this funding, this would be a significant financial hit for us, and we would need to look at alternate ways of being able to still support community without having those funds that would give us that cushion to be able to do that. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll see if there are questions to you from committee members and council members. All right, Councillor Jans, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On behalf of Councillor Stevenson, I'd like to put a motion on the floor.
We'll wait until once we are done with the speaker. We'll come back.
Oh, my apologies. I'll hold off then.
Okay. All right, Councillor Stevenson, go ahead, please.
Well, you actually covered everything I was hoping to touch on in your presentation. So, just wanting to confirm this was, you have always had a tax exemption previously. It's not something new for your organization, and it's something that you had been counting on. Again, really, I've had the chance to tour your facility on 124th Street, which I think is absolutely beautiful in terms of, some of the youth spaces for youth counseling, the sensory room. So just to confirm, it's designed as a very inclusive community space.
Absolutely.
And then hearing again, you are providing that space free of charge for a range of other organizations that serve the whole of Edmonton, really. Great. Okay, thank you so much for being here this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay. Thank you so much, and keep up the good work, please.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. Councillor Jans. Questions to administration? Can you put forward the motion, please?
Excellent. Yes, so I have the motion here, and I believe the clerk has it. It's that Executive Committee recommends City Council that the property located at 10408 124th Street, tax account 9948253, be granted a one-time exemption from Council Policy C607A, retroactive municipal tax policy, and that a retroactive tax refund of $18,427.28 to the property owner, Stony Plain Investments Limited, be approved with funding from the 2023 council contingency.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Jans. You want to make the introduction?
Nope, as per Councillor Stevenson's remarks, I think it's been well covered today.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have a motion on the floor. Questions on the motion or questions on the report? Colleagues? I see none. And we have motion on the floor. Anyone to speak? Okay, Councillor Stevenson.
Just very briefly, thank you to my colleague Councillor Jans for putting this motion forward. This organization is, the specific location happens to be in my ward, but this is an organization that supports the city as a whole. We heard today about the range of community organizations that are able to use this facility for free, and the way it's designed to be an inclusive space for everyone. So I'm hoping by the unrobust discussion this morning that there is support from my colleagues, but would encourage my colleagues on executive to support this motion. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Anyone else? Councillor Jans to close?
Nothing further.
Okay, so please vote.
We have all the votes.
Display the votes, please. That is carried. Okay, so that's 7.2. Responses to consular inquiries, none. Private reports, none. Motions pending, none. Notes of motions or motions without customary notice. See none. We are adjourned at 10:20.